What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Yards Per Fantasy. I am your host, Kevin Brumley. Today, I am doing the second part to my series of guys you might be sleeping on for Dynasty Football for the running back position. Last episode, I covered Miles Sanders, and today, I'll get to in a second who I'm covering. I'm going to start off with a stat here, okay? There was 3 running backs in the league last year that had over 750 yards while averaging over 5 yards a carry with at least 25 catches. That list is Mark Ingram, Nick Chubb, and Devin Singletary. Now, I know those stats aren't, outstanding, but that kind of shows the all-around balance that, Devin Singletary brings to the game and also brings the efficiency he played with last year. So before, I start getting into what Devin Singletary does, well, I always try to think of, what could hold him back this coming season. And, the number one thing that jumps out to me is he didn't have great touchdown production last year. He scored 4 touchdowns total, 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. And, when looking at the Buffalo Bills, I don't expect a huge uptick in Singletary's touchdown production. Now, the Bills like to run Josh Allen on the goal line. They just recently drafted Zack Moss, who's a bigger back who could eat some of the goal line touches. But with that being said, Singletary's going to get to play more this coming season. I don't think he's going to be a double-digit touchdown guy, but 4 touchdowns is, I think, the basement of where he's going to be at, which is what he did last year. But I could expect something around a 6-7 touchdown season. He's not going to be the guy who broke the touchdown record when, LT did it 20 years ago. But he's definitely a guy who brings a lot to the table. The other thing people are worried about is what I said before, is Zack Moss being drafted. Now, some people think Zack Moss is going to overtake Devin Singletary or at least eat into a lot of his carries. I don't see that. Okay, for the one reason of, Frank Gore carried the ball 166 times last year. And unless you think Zack Moss is going to get that same workload or surpass it, I don't see it. Singletary proved how efficient he was last year with that stat I gave at the very beginning. At the very least, let's assume Singletary puts up the same exact numbers he did. He was running back 31 last year in only 11 games. And some of those games of the 11, he wasn't really featured very much, early in the season. So by that standard, just if he stays on the same pace of, catches per game, touches per game, and he does it for 16, you're looking at, I think a solid RB2. And the last thing that, some people might be thinking of that might hold Singletary back is the Bills did trade a lot of draft capital for Diggs. But let's look at it, man. The Bills have a great defense, and McDermott still loves ball control. Yeah, they're going to use Diggs. They're going to try to isolate him a lot. They're going to try to feed him the ball. But other than that, the Bills don't have a ton of playmakers on that offense. So, Singletary is a guy who can create more out of nothing than most players on that team. Last season, in games where Singletary touched the ball 17 times, he was running back 13. So right there, he's just playing right outside of RB1 numbers when he got the appropriate amount of touches. And again, that goes back to the efficiency he had when he did carry the rock a lot. Again, I get the idea of being concerned about his touchdown production because when you're getting a running back, you do want a running back who's going to, put the ball in the end zone. But with Singletary being so young, again, we're talking about dynasty football here. He's got a lot of career left. A minimalist prediction for this coming season is I'm expecting anywhere from, about 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 40 catches, 400 yards. And if you take that in half PPR, he'd have been running back 15 last year. If you look at where, ESPN and Fantasy Pros is putting them, they have him about RB 21, 22. So they have him right outside of that, RB2 range. I'm saying he's going to be a solid RB2 with, maybe a little bit of upside to be a low-end RB1. This isn't what's going to win your fantasy league, but this is a piece to the puzzle, and now you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you liked it, please help us out at Yards Per Fantasy. Click the like and the subscribe button so you can check out all of our latest videos. Check out our website. It's going to be in the description, and if you like what I'm saying, Continue to check out my videos, and I also have my own channel called The Sports Muse, and you can check me out on Instagram at _sports_muse, and I will see you guys next time.